Have you ever been in a stressful situation where everything fell out of control? How did you react? Did you panic? Or did you find a way to remain calm? We live in a fast-paced world, and stress seems to be a constant companion. But what if I told you that you can train your mind to stay calm, even when things seem to spiral? In today's video, we'll explore some practical ways to train your mind to be calm in any situation, whether it's a job interview, an argument, or an unexpected crisis. Think about it. What's your usual reaction when life feels out of your control? Do you panic, freeze, or manage to find a way to stay grounded? Welcome to Brain Vital Channel. If you're new here, we're so glad you found us. This is your go-to spot for easy, powerful tips to grow stronger, smarter, and succeed in life. Tired of being pushed around? Want to feel unstoppable and in control? Ready to discover the game-changing secrets that can take you to the next level? Smash that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell so you're always in the loop when we drop new videos. This isn't just fun. It's about unlocking your true power. You have a choice. Stay where you are or step up and become the best version of yourself. Now let's continue. Why is mindfulness important for calmness? When we practice mindfulness, we learn to disengage from the overwhelming thoughts and emotions that often control us. Stress, anxiety, and frustration are often a result of our minds racing with what-ifs and could-have beens. But by practicing mindfulness, we train our minds to focus on what is real and happening now, which brings us a sense of peace and clarity. Mindfulness is about being fully present. Instead of worrying about what might happen next or regretting what happened before, mindfulness encourages us to stay grounded in the current moment. Think about a stressful situation you've been through. Maybe it was an argument with a friend or feeling overwhelmed by a heavy workload. During these moments, it's common to feel our emotions take over anger, frustration, or anxiety. But mindfulness allows us to step back from these emotions and observe them without judgment. This simple act of mindfulness can help us respond with calmness instead of reacting with impulsiveness or heightened emotions. Let's walk through an example that many of us can relate to. Imagine you're feeling overwhelmed at work. The deadlines are piling up, your phone is buzzing with notifications, and you can feel the weight of it all. Your heart rate increases, and you start to feel anxious. Now, take a step back. Instead of allowing those feelings to control you, take a moment to practice mindfulness. Take a deep breath, slow down, and breathe in deeply through your nose. Hold the breath for a moment, and then exhale slowly through your mouth. Doing this a few times can immediately help calm your nervous system. Focus on your breath. Now, focus solely on your breath. Don't try to push away your thoughts, but rather observe them as they come and go. Imagine your thoughts as clouds passing in the sky. You don't need to chase them or become attached to them. Simply allow them to drift by. Notice your body. As you continue breathing, check in with how your body feels. Are your shoulders tense? Is your jaw clenched? Gently relax those areas as you breathe. Notice how your body begins to release the tension. Return to the present. By focusing on your breath and being aware of your body, you are grounding yourself in the present moment. This is mindfulness in action. You are no longer overwhelmed by your worries. Instead, you've trained your mind to refocus and regain calmness. Now, let's look at how mindfulness can truly shift your mindset. In stressful situations, we often feel like there's no way out, like we're stuck in a whirlwind of emotions. But mindfulness helps us step outside of that chaos. For example, during a stressful meeting, instead of feeling overwhelmed by the pressure to perform, you can practice mindfulness. By breathing deeply and focusing on the present moment, you may notice that the stress begins to dissipate. You're no longer trapped by your thoughts of fear or self-doubt. Instead, you are fully engaged in the task at hand with a calm and collected mind. This shift in perspective is powerful. By practicing mindfulness regularly, you can train your brain to respond with clarity instead of being swept away by emotions. How often do you find yourself overthinking in stressful situations? Overthinking can often spiral into anxiety, as we imagine all kinds of negative outcomes. Mindfulness helps break that cycle by pulling us back to the present moment. What are some of the triggers that cause you stress, and how do you typically react? Think about times when stress has overwhelmed you. Do you fight it or try to escape it? Mindfulness teaches us to observe our reactions and find peace even in the middle of chaos. How do you think mindfulness could help you in your own life? Do you believe mindfulness could help you approach situations with a calmer, more focused mindset? Imagine how it might feel to approach challenges without fear or anxiety. Mindfulness isn't just a tool for moments of stress. It's a lifestyle. Over time, as you practice mindfulness regularly, you'll begin to notice significant changes in how you respond to situations. Reduce stress. Mindfulness helps lower the body's stress response, reducing physical and emotional symptoms of stress. Improved focus. As you train your mind to focus on the present moment, you become more focused and less distracted by irrelevant thoughts. Better emotional regulation. Mindfulness helps you manage your emotions better, reducing the intensity of negative feelings like anger or frustration. Greater resilience. Practicing mindfulness makes it easier to bounce back from setbacks and challenges, strengthening your ability to handle future stress. Mindfulness is not just about staying calm in the moment. It's about building a mental habit that supports your overall well-being. By practicing mindfulness regularly, you become more resilient, focused, and peaceful. Focus on the present moment, let go of judgment, and observe your thoughts without attachment. By doing this, you can transform your mindset and bring calmness into every part of your life. Our thoughts are incredibly powerful. In fact, the way we think directly influences how we feel and how we behave in stressful situations. When faced with challenge, it's easy for our minds to jump to negative conclusions. We might think, this is going to be a disaster, or I can't handle this, even before the situation is fully unfolded. These automatic thoughts can make us feel overwhelmed, anxious, and panicked. But what if we could change the way we respond to these thoughts? What if, instead of letting our minds spiral into worst-case scenarios, we could reframe these negative thoughts into something more constructive? This is where the concept of reframing comes in. Reframing is a practice of looking at a situation from a different angle, challenging negative thoughts, and replacing them with a healthier perspective. When we reframe our thoughts, we're not denying reality of the situation, but we are choosing to focus on a perspective that is more empowering and calming. How negative thoughts influence our reactions. Think about it this way: when we think something negative, our bodies react. If we start thinking, this is too much, I'm going to fail, our body begins to release stress hormones like cortisol. This triggers physical reactions like increased heart rate, shallow breathing, and tension. As a result, we feel more stressed, which can make it hard to think clearly and make good decisions. However, when we reframe those negative thoughts, we are able to interrupt this cycle. By replacing fearful or anxious thoughts with more balanced ones, we can reduce stress and remain calm. Let's take a common scenario where negative thoughts can take over. Imagine you're running late for an important meeting or event. Your initial thought might be, I'm going to mess everything up. I'll be late. Everyone will notice, and this will be a disaster. This type of thought can trigger anxiety. You might start feeling panicked or rushed, which makes it harder to focus or stay calm. But here's how reframing works. Instead of focusing on the worst-case scenario, reframe your thought to something more positive and constructive. I'm doing my best to get there on time. I may be a bit late, but I will handle things as they come. I've dealt with situations like this before, and I can manage this one too. This shift in perspective helps to calm your nerves, rather than spiraling into panic. You're now focusing on your efforts and reminding yourself that you are capable of handling the situation. This simple shift helps you stay more focused, calm, and better able to handle whatever challenges come your way. Reframing works because it gives us control over our thoughts. We realize that while we can't control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond. By recognizing negative thoughts and intentionally challenging them, we can create a mental environment where calmness thrives. Reframing also helps to rebuild our confidence. Instead of thinking we're going to fail, we begin to believe that we can handle challenges with resilience. It encourages a mindset that focuses on solutions rather than problems, which is essential for staying calm in any situation. Take a moment to reflect. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where your mind spiraled out of control? Maybe you were anxious about a presentation, a conversation, or a deadline. How did it affect your actions or your emotions? Think about how you could have reframed your thoughts during that time. Instead of focusing on fear or doubt, could you have shifted your perspective to something more supportive? Perhaps telling yourself, I'm doing my best and I'm capable of handling this, would have helped you remain calm and make better decisions. Practical tips for reframing your thoughts. Catch the negative thought. The first step in reframing is simply becoming aware of your negative thought patterns. Notice when you're thinking in a way that causes you stress or anxiety. Pause and breathe. Take a deep breath before reacting. This pause creates space between the thought and your reaction, allowing you to choose a more balanced perspective. Challenge the thought. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me? Is this the only way to see the situation? Often, our automatic thoughts are exaggerated or based on assumptions. Challenging them helps to create more realistic thinking. Replace the negative thought. Once you identify the negative thought, replace it with something more positive or neutral. For example, instead of thinking, I can't do this, try thinking, I'll do my best and that's enough. Practice consistently. Reframing is a skill that takes time to master. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes to turn negative thoughts into calm, productive ones. By learning to reframe our negative thoughts, we can significantly reduce stress and create a mindset that remains calm even in the most challenging circumstances. Remember, it's not about ignoring reality, but choosing a healthier perspective that helps us thrive. Reframing negative thoughts is a powerful tool that anyone can use to improve their emotional well-being and live a calmer, more focused life. By practicing this skill daily, you'll start to see how much control you really have over your own reactions. When life gets overwhelming, whether it's work stress, personal struggles, or an unexpected situation, the body can often go into fight or flight mode. This is when your heart rate speeds up, your muscles tense, and your mind begins to race. It's easy to feel out of control, but what if you could calm yourself down in just a few moments? This is where deep breathing comes into play. Deep breathing is one of the most effective tools for managing stress because it directly affects your nervous system, slowing down your heart rate, easing muscle tension, and clearing mental clutter. When you practice deep breathing, you're essentially telling your body that it's safe. It shifts you from that tense fight or flight response into a relaxed state, where clarity and calmness can start to take over. This simple technique can make a huge difference, not just in handling stress, but also in improving focus and emotional balance. Deep breathing helps to engage your parasympathetic nervous system, also known as the rest and digest system. This is the opposite of the sympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for the fight or flight response. By activating the parasympathetic system, deep breathing helps calm your body, lowering heart rates, relaxing muscles, and releasing tension. In addition, it increases oxygen flow to your brain, which helps improve mental clarity and focus. If you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or anxious, deep breathing can help you regain control of the moment and make better decisions from a place of calmness. Let's take a moment right now to experience how deep breathing works. I want you to follow along with me as we practice this simple technique. You can do it anywhere, whether you're at home, at work, or even in a stressful situation. Get comfortable. Sit in a comfortable position with your back straight. If you're standing, just make sure your posture is aligned. Rest your hands on your lap or knees and gently close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Inhale for 4 seconds. Take a deep, slow breath in through your nose. As you inhale, feel the air fill your lungs, letting your belly expand gently. Breathe in slowly, counting to 4 in your mind. Focus on the sensation of air entering your body, filling you with energy and calm. Hold for 4 seconds. Now, hold that breath for 4 seconds. Keep your body relaxed and don't tense up. Simply pause and let your body absorb the oxygen. Allow your mind to feel at peace and stillness. Don't rush through this part. Just let the calmness settle in your body. Exhale slowly for 4 seconds. Slowly exhale through your mouth. As you breathe out, let go of any tension or stress. Visualize the negative energy leaving your body with every breath out. As you exhale, imagine your thoughts becoming lighter and more relaxed. Feel the stress melting away. Repeat this process for a few breaths. Take your time and remember, there's no rush. With each cycle, notice how your body begins to relax more and more. How this practice can help you. When you do this exercise, you may start to feel a physical and emotional shift. The more you practice deep breathing, the better you'll become at using it in real-life stressful situations. It becomes a habit, like a reset button for your mind and body. By simply taking a few seconds to focus on your breath, you are inviting peace and relaxation back into your life, no matter how busy or chaotic it may feel. Now that we've practiced this together, I want to ask you a question. When was the last time you took a moment to breathe deeply and center yourself? How did it affect your mindset? Think about this for a second. In the middle of a busy or overwhelming day, it's easy to forget the power of something as simple as taking a deep breath. But the reality is, taking even a few seconds of focus on your breath can change the way you feel and respond to a situation. Reflect on the times when you felt stressed or anxious. Imagine how much easier it could have been if you had just paused for a moment, focus on your breath, and allowed yourself to reset. It's not about avoiding stress, it's about how you handle it when it arises. Deep breathing isn't just a technique for moments of crisis. It's a practice that can be woven into your daily routine. The more you practice, the more it becomes second nature. So, as you move forward, remember, you can always pause, breathe, and reclaim. Life will always throw curveballs, whether it's a tough breakup, a financial setback, losing a job, or dealing with illness. What truly matters is how we respond to these obstacles. Rather than letting negative circumstances define us or keep us stuck, building emotional resilience allows us to process the emotions and rise stronger than before. What emotional resilience does for you? Resilient people can navigate through hardships with a sense of control. They don't ignore their emotions, but they choose to manage them in a way that allows them to stay focused on moving forward, even when things feel difficult. This mindset can significantly improve your mental health and overall well-being. The core of resilience. At its core, emotional resilience is about adaptability. It's about being able to adjust to adversity and stay balanced, even when life feels unpredictable or overwhelming. Real life example. Let me share a personal story about a friend who faced a major setback and how she demonstrated emotional resilience. My friend, let's call her Sarah, was working in a high-paying job at a company she loved. But one day, she was unexpectedly let go due to a restructuring. It was a shock. She had always been a top performer, and the news left her feeling uncertain about her future. Instead of sinking into despair or blaming herself for losing her job, Sarah took a different approach. She recognized that this setback, while painful, was an opportunity for growth. First, she gave herself time to process her emotions. She allowed herself to feel the disappointment, but she didn't let those feelings control her actions. After that, she took proactive steps. Sarah used this time to learn new skills that would make her more competitive in her field. She attended online courses, built a network of people in the industry, and began applying for new roles. Over time, not only did she land a new job, but she secured a position that was a significant upgrade, more fulfilling, better benefits, and a higher salary than her previous role. Why this matters? Sarah's story is a great example of emotional resilience because, despite facing an obstacle, she chose to respond in a way that helped her grow. She didn't let the setback define her. Instead, she transformed it into a chance to improve herself and her situation. Acknowledge your emotions. The first step to building resilience is to accept your feelings during tough situations. It's okay to feel sad, angry, or frustrated when things go wrong. The goal isn't to suppress your emotions, but to acknowledge them and allow yourself to feel, so you can process them in a healthy way. Let's say you've just faced a disappointment, like not getting a promotion you work hard for. Allow yourself to feel upset for a moment, but don't dwell on it for too long. Give yourself space to express how you feel, maybe by journaling, talking to a trusted friend, or just sitting with your emotions. This will prevent you from bottling up the stress and giving it more power than it deserves. Shift your perspective. Building emotional resilience is also about how you see the situation. When setbacks happen, it's easy to view them as roadblocks, but resilient people know that challenges are part of life and are temporary. They focus on the bigger picture and their ability to overcome difficulties. When Sarah lost her job, she could have easily focused on the negative aspects, like the fear of unemployment or how this might affect her lifestyle. Instead, she chose to see it as an opportunity to learn new skills and move into a new career. Her ability to reframe the situation was a key element of her emotional resilience. Develop a strong support system. Resilience doesn't mean doing everything alone. Having a solid support system of friends, family, or mentors can be a lifeline in difficult times. These people provide encouragement, perspective, and sometimes practical help. Resilient individuals recognize the importance of leaning on others when they need support. Sarah had a close friend who was also in the industry and who gave her invaluable advice and support during her job search. This friend helped Sarah stay motivated and positive, reminding her of her strengths and capabilities. Focus on what you can control. Often, we feel helpless when things don't go as planned, but emotional resilience involves focusing on the aspects of the situation you can control. If you can't change the setback itself, shift your focus to how you respond to it. Example: after Sarah lost her job, she couldn't control the decision the company made, but she could control how she reacted by updating her resume, applying to new positions, and continuing her learning process. This focus on action allowed her to regain a sense of control in a difficult situation. Think about a time when you faced a tough situation. It could have been a personal loss, a career setback, or a difficult relationship. How did you respond? Did you let it overwhelm you, or did you take steps to overcome it? What could you have done differently? How could you use emotional resilience to handle future challenges? Emotional resilience is about how we respond to adversity, not about avoiding challenges. It's about acknowledging our feelings, reframing our thoughts, and focusing on what we can control. Building emotional resilience means accepting setbacks as part of life and using them as stepping stones to grow stronger. Building emotional resilience isn't something that happens overnight, but with practice, it becomes a powerful tool for navigating life's challenges. Remember, it's not the setback that defines you, but how you rise from it. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools we have to shift our mindset and create a sense of calm, especially in stressful or challenging situations. When you actively choose to focus on the things you're grateful for, you essentially retrain your brain to look for positive, rather than fixating on what's going wrong. Often, when life feels overwhelming, it's easy to get caught in a cycle of negativity. We can start to feel like everything is falling apart or that nothing is going the way we want it to. This negative thought cycle can fuel stress and anxiety, making it harder to stay calm. But here's where gratitude comes in. By intentionally focusing on the positive aspect of our lives, we begin to change how we perceive the world around us. When you practice gratitude, you're not ignoring the challenges you face, you're simply choosing to acknowledge the good things that still exist, even in the midst of adversity. This shift in focus helps you feel grounded, even when everything else seems chaotic. It's like turning off a loud radio and replacing it with calm. Soothing music, your brain becomes quieter and your nerves become calmer. Gratitude, in this way, is an effective tool for maintaining inner peace. One of the most amazing things about gratitude is that it doesn't just affect your mindset in the moment. It helps rewire your brain to be more positive over time. Regularly practicing gratitude can help you build a more resilient mindset, where you can focus on solutions rather than being paralyzed by problems. It's a gentle reminder that even when things feel tough, there's always something to be thankful for. A simple way to practice gratitude is by starting each day with a short gratitude routine. Try this. Every morning, take a moment to write down 3 things you're grateful for. These don't need to be huge or life-changing things often. The small things can make the biggest difference. A hot cup of coffee to start your day, a friendly message from a loved one or a colleague, a quiet moment to breathe before the busyness of the day begins. Even though these things might seem small or insignificant in the grand scheme of life, acknowledging them helps set a positive tone for the rest of your day. This practice not only grounds you in the present moment, but also shifts your attention from what's missing in your life to what you already have. Over time, this will help you cultivate an ongoing sense of appreciation and calm. When you make gratitude a regular part of your daily routine, you're training your brain to recognize the positive, no matter what the day brings. And the beauty of gratitude is that it's free, it's simple, and it's something anyone can do, no matter how busy or stressed they may feel. What are you grateful for today? How can focusing on gratitude help you stay calm in tough situations? By reflecting on these questions, you invite yourself to become more aware of the positive aspects of your life. even in the midst of difficulties. Perhaps today you're grateful for the support of a friend, the warmth of the sun, or the simple act of being able to rest for a moment. These small acknowledgments can make a big difference in how you feel. How can shifting your focus to gratitude help you handle the situation with more composure? Instead of getting swept away by fear or frustration, you can pause, reflect on what you appreciate, and bring a sense of calm back into your heart. This doesn't eliminate the stress, but it changes the way you respond to it. And that makes all the difference. When we think about health, we often only focus on the body, what we eat, how much we exercise, or whether we're getting enough sleep. But did you know that your physical health is directly linked to your mental health? The way we care for our bodies plays a huge role in keeping our minds calm, clear, and focused. For example, when you're stressed or anxious, your body reacts, your heart races. You might feel tight in your chest, and your mind can start spiraling. But when you take care of your body through exercise, healthy eating, and sleep, it helps calm your mind and make it easier to stay focused and positive. When you take care of your physical health, you are also nurturing your mental health. Small habits like exercising, eating healthy, and sleeping well create a powerful foundation for a calm, focused, and resilient mind. Start small, stay consistent, and watch how these habits transform the way you handle stress and life's challenges. Now, I want to hear from you. What's one small change you can make today to improve your mental and physical health? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips on living a calm, balanced life. Remember, mastering the art of staying calm in any situation is a journey, not a destination. With practice, patience, and the right mindset, you can face life's challenges with confidence and peace. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and share it with someone who could use a little extra calm in their life. Until next time, stay grounded, stay calm, and keep training that mind.